I told you, I'm not going. I've had enough. My voice trembled with frustration as I repeated myself to my husband. You're completely out of your mind, he yelled, his face flushed with anger, his fists tightening at his sides. No, you're the one who's crazy, I shot back, my tone rising. You're a terrible husband, you never care about how I feel, and I refuse to put up with it any longer. The door slammed behind him, the sharp sound echoing through the house. A moment later, I heard his car engine roar as he sped down the driveway. As silence settled around me, a realization hit. I had reached my limit. This was my moment to take back control, and nothing would stop me this time. My name is Avery, and I'm 28 years old. I work as a freelancer now, but when I first met my husband, I was still deep in the corporate world, juggling deadlines and endless meetings. Grayson, my husband, once told me he fell for me the instant he saw me. I like your face, he had said, full of confidence. I laughed at his boldness, but deep down, I was flattered, so when he asked me out, I decided to take a chance on him. That marked the start of our relationship. Back then, Grayson was sweet and thoughtful, always making an effort to brighten my day. He planned little surprises, supported me when I was stressed, and seemed genuinely attentive. As our wedding day approached, I made a bold move. I quit my corporate job. After years of being trapped in an exhausting routine, I wanted to pursue something that truly inspired me, freelancing. I loved the idea of managing my own time and having the freedom to do meaningful work. But freelancing turned out to be just as demanding as my office job, if not more. One of my biggest motivations for this career shift was our future family. I imagined working from home while raising children, balancing both responsibilities with ease. It seemed like the perfect plan. Not everyone saw it that way, especially my mother-in-law. She constantly criticized my decision, making snide remarks about how I no longer had a real job. Whenever we visited her, she either ignored me or threw subtle jabs my way, making sure I knew she disapproved. The only person in Grayson's family who supported me was his father, Graham. Unlike his wife, he respected my choices. It takes real skill to earn a living from home, he had said during one particularly tense family gathering. Avery is talented. She graduated from a top university and landed a great job straight out of college. Not everyone can do that. My mother-in-law scoffed, crossing her arms. Maybe so, but sitting at home all day still seems lazy to me. I'm older than her, and I still manage to work part-time. Graham didn't back down. I wouldn't call it lazy. Avery works hard, doesn't she? He turned to me. I nodded, offering a small smile. I do my best. I don't know if I'm the best, but I put my heart into my work. My mother-in-law scoffed again. And what's that supposed to mean? She snapped, her irritation barely concealed. Meanwhile, Grayson stood nearby, completely engrossed in a game on his phone, oblivious to the conversation unfolding around him. Then, as if on cue, my mother-in-law's tone turned sickeningly sweet as she turned to her son. Grayson, my dear, why did you marry someone as lazy as Avery? Without even glancing up, he shrugged. I like her face, and she's pretty decent at housework. She sneered. Is that so? Well, I wouldn't say she's all that beautiful. Finally, Grayson looked up and chuckled. What can I say? I figured I'd have to settle for someone less attractive since no one else would look at me the way she does. Oh, don't be ridiculous, his mother purred. You could have married someone truly stunning. Grayson smirked. Maybe, but Avery makes good money, even working from home. My mother-in-law's expression shifted, a sly smile forming. Oh, well, in that case, she can buy me a new handbag. As they joked about my income like it was some kind of game, Graham had finally had enough. What nonsense are you two spouting? Aren't you ashamed of yourselves? His sharp voice cut through the room. My mother-in-law merely smirked, completely unfazed. I just don't see what's so special about Avery, she said dismissively. Grayson let out a defensive scoff. I have a high opinion of my wife, so don't look at me. Graham raised an eyebrow. No, you don't. If you did, you'd actually defend her. Or do you enjoy watching people talk down to your wife while you sit there doing nothing? The room fell silent. Graham then turned to me, his tone soft but firm. Avery, you don't have to put up with this, he said. Thank you, I murmured, my chest tightening with gratitude and exhaustion. His next words, however, caught me off guard. If you ever want to leave, you should. You don't even have children yet. What? Grayson exclaimed, looking stunned. What are you talking about? If you get a divorce, people will spread awful rumors about you, my mother-in-law added, her voice laced with warning. You're all so selfish, Graham muttered in frustration. Enough, he finally bellowed before storming off to his study. Grayson and his mother carried on their conversation as if I weren't even there. Sitting in that room, I felt like a ghost, unseen, unheard, irrelevant. The thought kept echoing in my mind, I need to go back home, to my parents, to where I'm valued. For weeks, I stewed in silence, until one evening, I couldn't take it anymore. Listen, I said, my voice steady, I'm done going to your parents' house just to be ignored. My mom's not ignoring you, Grayson dismissed me. Why are you being so paranoid? She is ignoring me, I snapped. She constantly criticizes my work and complains to you about me, I know it. Are you saying you don't respect my parents? He asked, his tone sharp. That's exactly what I'm saying, I shot back. I don't respect your mother. The only person I respect in that house is your father. He blinked in shock. What are you talking about? Your dad is the only one who's ever been on my side, I said. Meanwhile, you and your mom look down on me, belittle me. That's not true, you're imagining things, he protested. But I wasn't imagining anything. Divorce had already been on my mind for a while, and I knew deep down I could never stay in a marriage where I was disrespected. Sensing how serious I was, Grayson panicked. You're not divorcing me, I won't let you go back to your parents, he shouted. I stared at him. If he didn't even respect me, why did he care? If you love someone else, then let me go, I said bitterly. You never defend me when your mom attacks me. In fact, you agree with her every time. A few days later, when work was slow, I took matters into my own hands. I went to City Hall, picked up the divorce papers, and brought them home. That night, when Grayson walked through the door, I handed him the documents. Sign these, I said, my voice unwavering. I want a divorce, and I want it now. Grayson stared at me as if I had lost my mind. Are you serious? What's gotten into you? He demanded. Oh, I'm very serious, I shot back. I should have left you a long time ago. I've always put you first. Avery, I've cared about you, he insisted. I scoffed. That's a lie, and we both know it. The truth was, I had proof, irrefutable evidence that my husband had been cheating on me. It all started one night when I was brushing my teeth. He had left his phone in the dressing room, and I wasn't planning on checking it, but then, a message flashed across the screen. I want to kiss you again. The way you made me feel, like a god. My stomach dropped. This wasn't just betrayal, it was pure humiliation. I didn't want to risk forwarding the messages to myself, so I did the next best thing. I snapped a picture of them with my own phone. With the help of a credit agency, I dug deeper and uncovered the ugly truth. He wasn't just seeing one woman from work. There were multiple. They all fit the same mold, young, tall, and conventionally attractive, but all I saw was his shallowness and deceit. My hands shook with rage, but I knew confronting him immediately wouldn't get me anywhere. If I shoved divorce papers in his face now, he'd dismiss me, so I made a plan. I'd move back to my parents' house first, then proceed with the divorce from there. The final straw came one Saturday morning. We should visit my parents today, he said casually over breakfast, as if nothing was wrong. I'd rather not, I replied, barely looking up. Your mom doesn't even acknowledge me. Besides, my mom asked me to visit her today. Oh, come on, he said, already irritated. Don't be difficult, just get ready. I love dressing up just to be ignored, I muttered sarcastically. Nobody's ignoring you, he snapped. You're just imagining things. I shook my head. Your dad at least talks to me. He's kind. Your mother? She acts like I don't exist. Grayson's face twisted in frustration. You're making my mom sound like some kind of villain. That's exactly what she is, I replied flatly. I still remember how my father-in-law had recently shown interest in blogging. He had been eager to learn, but technology wasn't his strong suit, so I agreed to visit, bringing my laptop along, figuring I could get some work done while helping him set up his blog. The moment we arrived, my mother-in-law greeted Grayson warmly, fussing over him, offering him tea, completely ignoring me, as usual. Would you like some tea? She asked sweetly. She never even glanced in my direction. I let out a quiet chuckle, amused by how obvious she was, but deep down, it still stung. On the other hand, my father-in-law's excitement over blogging made the visit bearable. Wow, so this is how you set up a blog? He asked, leaning in to watch. It's actually simpler than it looks, I said with a small smile. Is tagging difficult? He asked, genuinely curious. It seems that way at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's easy, I assured him. He looked slightly embarrassed. Sorry for asking so many questions while you're busy. Don't worry about it, I don't mind, I replied. He eagerly pulled out his laptop and started working on his blog, occasionally asking for guidance. Then, right on cue, my mother-in-law took a jab at me. With a smug look, she scoffed, "Oh please, it's just typing, anyone can do it." I turned to her and said calmly, "No need to be rude." She just huffed and looked away, pretending she hadn't heard me. After that visit, Grayson started pressuring me to go to his parents' house more often. "I don't want to," I told him firmly one morning. "It's my mom's birthday today, and I'm spending it with her." "Oh, come on, stop being dramatic, let's just go," he said dismissively. "I'm not going," I said flatly. He looked stunned. "What?" I said I'm not going, I repeated. "Your father is the only decent person in that house. Your mother is rude, dismissive, and constantly puts me down. I'm done." His face twisted in anger. "What the hell is wrong with you?" he shouted. "You're crazy." "No," I shot back, my voice unwavering. "You're the crazy one, you're a terrible husband, you never defend me, you don't care about my feelings, and I refuse to put up with this anymore." Fuming, he stormed out of the house, slamming the door behind him. The second I heard his car pull out of the driveway, I knew this was my chance. I rushed to pack an overnight bag. I was leaving, and this time, he couldn't stop me. As I threw my belongings together, one thought echoed in my mind: does he even care about losing me, or is he just scared of what his family will think? Maybe he felt guilty about cheating, maybe he was just afraid of losing control over me. Either way, it didn't matter. I was done. I knew I deserved better, and I was determined to secure a hefty alimony to rebuild my life. When I arrived at my parents' house and told them everything, their fury was immediate. "We're never letting you go back to that man," my father said, his voice shaking with anger. "I can't believe he turned out to be such a disappointment," my mother added, her eyes burning with frustration. Later that evening, Grayson called. "Where are you, and why is all your stuff gone?" he demanded. "I'm at my parents' house, and I'm not coming back," I said, my voice calm and steady. "What, are you out of your mind, running back to your parents like some spoiled child?" he barked. I smirked. "No, you're the one who's out of your mind. You cheated on me and expected me to just accept it? Oh, and by the way, you're a terrible kisser. I've been faking it for years." The silence on the other end was golden. "Why would you say something like that?" he finally choked out. "Because I don't care anymore," I said coldly. "Fine, then I'll divorce you," he snapped. "Go ahead," I said, "just remember, you're the one who ruined everything." A few hours later, he showed up at my parents' house, with his mother in tow. She looked ready to explode, but before she could open her mouth, my father-in-law, Graham, spoke first. "Sir, I truly apologize for everything," he said to my father. "I wish I could have done more to support Avery." My father's glare was sharp. "You should have done more to control your family, but it's too late now." Then came the biggest twist of all. Graham revealed that my mother-in-law had been having an affair with her store manager. This whole ordeal had given him the push to file for divorce too. My mother-in-law burst into tears. "Avery, please, don't leave my son," she pleaded. But it was far too late. In the end, I divorced Grayson, Graham divorced my mother-in-law, and both cheaters were stuck paying heavy alimony. Now, my ex and his mother lived together in a tiny apartment, struggling to make ends meet. Honestly, they deserve each other. As for me, I'm staying with my parents while searching for a new home. I feel free, hopeful, and ready to embrace a new beginning. Who knows, maybe real love is still out there for me. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video, stay tuned.